Madden Football is the home of Super Bowl 56. This historic matchup is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Packers and the Browns, and it's coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight it's all on the line. We play for the Lombardi Trophy, as it'll be the AFC champion Cleveland Browns taking on the NFC champions, the Green Bay Packers. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand, and CD, all eyes on the AFC champs. A lot of folks out there in Ohio have waited a long time for this night. What a story. The Cleveland Browns, their first Super Bowl appearance ever.
I would say there are a lot of tears to go with that joy, right? And it's tears of appreciation, tears of patience. As you pointed out, it's been a long time. Remember, this team was 0-16 just 4 years ago. Made it to the playoffs in 2020, got the road win in Pittsburgh, and now here they are in the Super Bowl. And you have to go back to 1964 for their last NFL.
After all the hype, it's finally time for football as we're underway in Super Bowl 56. Taken at the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here come the Browns on offense with Baker Mayfield, the former #1 overall pick at quarterback.
One of the more fiery quarterbacks you're ever going to be around. Baker Mayfield, he's a guy that's gone through a lot just to get to this point, and he's taken more than his fair share of criticism. Some of it justified, most of it not. But he's stuck it out, and he's also a guy who takes that criticism and uses it as fuel. And now he's got his Browns in the Super Bowl for the first time in franchise history.
2nd and 2. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Going right back to Beckham here, complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude. And you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now? But maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to. And he was thinking about it long before he got to this stage. As the season progressed and he saw that his team was good, if he was smart, he started to make plans right then and there. Reach out to other coaches who've been there before. Find out how they handle winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all those things. And then trust your gut, make your best decision, and put...
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Zadarius Smith in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, here's what having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. Mayfield to throw it. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Kingsley Keke, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Veteran Green Bay quarterback Aaron Rodgers ready to go for drive #1 along with the rest of this Packer offense.
And for Aaron Rodgers, this is a night that he's been waiting for a long, long time, because he does have one title under his belt, but that came early in his career. Since then, he's been on so many Packer teams that have come close, but never quite gotten over the hump. Now here he is, late in his career, looking to become a 2-time Super Bowl champion.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Randall Cobb, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw taken in by Adams. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Working with 2nd and 5 now. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. The 20. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones with a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and along with it that. And the Packers are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. You think about the great running backs in the game today. I don't know if Aaron Jones is a name that comes immediately to mind, but it should, evidenced by that run there.
And what was impressive to me is not just how much he wanted it, but how he fashioned it. I mean, he was shedding tacklers left and right, evading tacklers left and right. And when you think about the energy it takes to ward guys off, that's really impressive. He still managed to keep his balance and turn this into a fantastic run.
Yeah, he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0. Team on the field now as they will send this one away. From his end zone, it's Demetric Felton. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. To throw, Mayfield. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. 2nd down and 5. Mayfield. And he's got the hook up to Landry. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw a short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
On 2nd down, right back to Hunt. And he's going to have a Browns first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
A couple of first downs has the football position at the 43 as they come up 1st and 10. A first carry now for Nick Chubb. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a hunting down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A run for Nick Chubb. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. A give running right is Chubb. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. Looking for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the 1st down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. But still trailing, it's 7-3. So the 3 points there, and CD a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. This one swung out here to Jones. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action. Mayfield. Over the middle to Beckham. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Oh, that was a pretty route right there because it's all about finding a window on a route like that. He lined up on his left, ran the deep in route over the middle, and the ball was right where it needed to be. Really good trust between quarterback and receiver. Really good completion.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. Throw left side complete. That's Hunt. That catch good for only a couple. From the 44, Mayfield. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 45-yard line. Mayfield. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
First and 10.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. First down, Mayfield. Caught left side, it's Beckham.
Brings up second and 5.
They go with Chubb on second down. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. It's first and 10 from the 12. Mayfield looks to throw. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Mayfield down. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Chris Barnes. And the Packers force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, you realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Rodgers going to throw. A check down here to Jones. So he'll be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Here's J.K. Scott now, standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Taken right around the 44. It'll be a 41-yard punt. Give them 5 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Cost them.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. The wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down. To throw again on second down, Mayfield. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. Handoff comes to Chubb. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Play fake. Mayfield. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Throwing, Mayfield. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And the Browns are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Chubb.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. They'll try again with Chubb. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
Third and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl.
He'll look to throw. This is caught. Touchdown.
Donovan Peoples-Jones
From 4 yards out. And the Browns have taken the lead. Parkey is on now for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. That time, a 9-play drive, and it results in a 4-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Here comes Cobb.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
First down carry by Jones. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Jadeveon Clowney just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
I think that time he just maybe held on to it a little too long, CD, because after a couple of seconds in this league, you know those defenders are coming.
And how many times do we talk about complementary football? And we usually talk about, does the offense help the defense? Does the defense help the offense? I think in this case, does the quarterback help out his offensive line? You only have a certain amount of time to get rid of the football. They can only do so much. On this play, he took them to the limits. You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From the gun on third down, Rodgers. He wants it all for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown. Wait, hold a second here. A flag down. Let's see if this will stand. And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple seconds mulling over what the penalty?
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
Now Crosby for the point after.
And that makes it 14-10. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here comes Felton to bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking...
And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. It's Preston Smith. He gets the sack there. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. Second down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Zadarius Smith, his second sack of the night. Mayfield in this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. Mayfield to throw it. And this one is incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offense coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. From just shy of midfield, Rodgers. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw is Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. As the offense comes out, we put our Madden spotlight on Baker Mayfield. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins, we talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
As they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one. Now Mayfield lost the football. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
So from their own end zone here, this kicks away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. And it's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways call this penalties.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Off the option, it's Jones. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So these two teams will head to the locker room as we hit halftime in Super Bowl 56. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports. So the halftime show of the Super Bowl abbreviated, ready to go for the second half. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish. Get the job done. They know how close they are to lifting that trophy. One more solid half of football, and they can do exactly that.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Caught by Cobb. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd down to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Jones. They find some open field here. And he's finally out of bounds, but he's taken it all the way down to the 8. 133 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in this Super Bowl. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And there's an old chestnut of an expression called getting on your horse. And I hate to use it, but I'm going to right here because it absolutely applies. How about the head of steam he had behind him? He was absolutely galloping downfield. That was something to see.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one better than 20 miles an hour. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Extra point up and good by Crosby, and that makes it a 21-10 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that leads you into bigger errors.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. From the gun, Mayfield. Here's Higgins out on the right side. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Mayfield off the play fake. It's caught by Hooper. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
A couple of first downs right in succession, and this is an offense that can really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Mayfield. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw, and he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Mayfield now from the 50. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
A 1st down run here by Jones as he'll take it forward for a gain of about 4.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down. That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Browns are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Well, this had trouble written all over it from the start. He's got 2 extra defensive backs in the game he's got to deal with. They're in a dime set. So everywhere he's looking, he's seeing a different colored jersey. And sure enough, this one winds up being intercepted.
The Browns drive about to get started. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here, he throws it away, and now it's 3rd. On 3rd down, Mayfield. Pressure comes, and down goes Baker Mayfield. The safety, Adrian Amos, comes crashing in for the sack.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line. 35 yards that time on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Open man, here is Cobb. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think at this point, this is a great
Deep for Cobb. That one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Rodgers.
Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 41. The give is to Jones. And he gets it down to the 32.
158 yards for him on the ground now. He has been... Here's Jones again on 2nd down.
Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really they've been on their heels this run.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. A give to Jones. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards. Rodgers now to throw. They set up the screen to Hill. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. This will wind up a loss on the play, and it'll be 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
The kick by Crosby is good, and the lead grows to 14 at 24-10. So the lead grows here incrementally, but
one guy gets loose for 70 yards. This is a different game, but as it stands, field goals are...
Browns drive about to get started. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and that play goes nowhere. He's met behind the line, and a penalty flag may add insult to injury. That's on the guard, Wyatt Teller. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. He'll be upended at the 18. That's a very helpful pickup of 9 after the play began at the 9. Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. Limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. And it's Jones. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. The Packers on 3rd down. Not quite 50%. 4 for 9. This is 3rd and 4. Rodgers going to throw. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete.